Your body screams, but you don't listen. That unsettling feeling in your stomach when someone gets too close, that sudden, inexplicable shiver down your spine, that overwhelming urge to flee. It's not paranoia. It's not anxiety. It's your ancient defense mechanism, your primal survival instinct, trying desperately to protect you. Florence Scovel discovered this in 1918 after ignoring these warning signs and nearly paying the ultimate price. Florence was giving a lecture when she felt it, sudden nausea, a tingling at the nape of her neck, pressure in her chest. She ignored it. She continued speaking. The woman in the front row smiled, but her eyes were empty. Florence finished the lecture. The woman approached her, offered effusive praise, invited her for tea. Florence accepted. It was the biggest mistake of her life, or it would have been had she not survived. That woman was Elizabeth Crowley, a practitioner of dark arts, a collector of life force, a psychic vampire. Florence only discovered this when it was almost too late. The tea was poisoned, not with physical poison, but with malignant intent. Florence took 3 sips before her body screamed louder. She vomited. She collapsed. She awoke 3 days later in the hospital. Doctors found nothing, but Florence knew. Her body had tried to warn her. She spent the next 10 years studying these signs, interviewing 500 women who had survived abusive relationships. All reported the same physical symptoms before the abuse began. All ignored them. All deeply regretted it. Florence catalogued, classified, and created what she called the 3 Shivers Protocol. 3 infallible physical signs that a toxic person is near. The first shiver, the alerting tingling. It begins at the nape of your neck, travels down your spine, and reaches your arms. It's different from feeling cold. It's electric. It's your energy field detecting an incompatible frequency. Florence discovered that toxic people vibrate at 117 hertz, the frequency of cellular destruction. Your body feels this and tries to warn you. The tingling is the first scream. Sarah Mitchell, 1920, met a charming man at a party, handsome, polite, wealthy. But when he approached, instant tingling. She ignored it. She married him. 6 months later, she was in the hospital with broken ribs. He beat her every week, always after telling her he loved her. Florence found her in a shelter. Sarah wept. My body knew. From the very first second, my body knew. The second shiver, sudden nausea. It's not food sickness, it's soul sickness. Your solar plexus, the center of your personal power, detects when someone wants to steal your energy. The nausea is your system trying to expel the invasion before it happens. It's visceral, immediate, unmistakable. If you feel nauseous around someone for no physical reason, run. Don't walk, run. Margaret Foster, 1922, a new secretary at the office. Every time her boss approached, nausea. She thought it was nervousness. She ignored it. In 3 months, she discovered that her boss was embezzling money and planned to blame Margaret. She had even forged signatures. If Florence hadn't intervened, Margaret would have been imprisoned for a crime she didn't commit. The third shiver, chest tightening. As if someone is squeezing your heart. It's your heart chakra closing for protection. When someone truly malevolent approaches, your heart literally tries to hide. Your breath becomes short, your chest constricts. This is the most serious sign. It signifies imminent danger. Don't question it, don't rationalize it, leave. Immediately. Dorothy Coleman, 1924, visited a recommended psychic. The moment she entered the room, her chest tightened so forcefully, she thought she was having a heart attack. The psychic smiled. Don't worry, it's normal. Dorothy fled. She later discovered the psychic practiced blood rituals. 3 previous clients had died mysteriously. Dorothy was marked to be the 4th, But here's what no one tells you about toxic people. They know you feel it, and they know how to mask it. Florence discovered the 3 techniques toxic people use to bypass your natural senses. First technique, love bombing. Excessive praise, extreme attention, gifts for no reason. It's to confuse your system. Your body screams danger, but your mind receives sugar. Cognitive dissonance paralyzes you. You doubt your instincts. This is exactly what they want. Second technique, mirroring. They copy your gestures, your words, your tastes. They create false familiarity. Your defense system relaxes because it thinks it's seeing itself. It's the most dangerous technique because it completely bypasses your natural radar. Florence saw masters of mirroring destroy entire lives without ever raising suspicion. Third technique, victimization. They present themselves as victims. They tell sad stories. They arouse your compassion. When you feel sorry for them, you lower your guard. The tingling comes, but you think, poor thing, they've been through so much. The nausea appears, but you rationalize, it's just my impression. Your chest tightens, but you ignore it. I need to help. This is how emotional vampires feed. Florence developed what she called the mirrored shield. When you feel any of the 3 shivers, do this. Imagine a mirror between you and the person. The mirror reflects all energy sent. If it's good energy, it returns doubled. If it's bad energy, it returns to the sender. It's instant protection. It works in 3 seconds. Helen Patterson tested it in 1925. Her sister's husband always made her uncomfortable. Tingling, nausea, chest tightness, the complete triad. She used the mirrored shield. In 30 seconds, he backed away. He said he felt sick. He left. He never bothered her again. 6 months later, he was arrested. He was abusing children. Helen's body always knew. Remember when I talked about the 117 Hz frequency? Florence conducted an experiment in 1926. She measured the vibrational frequency of 100 people. She classified them into 3 groups: beneficial, neutral, toxic. Shocking discovery. Beneficial people vibrate between 200–500 Hz. Neutral people between 150–200 Hz. Toxic people always below 120 Hz, peaking at 117 Hz. But why 117 Hz specifically? Florence researched. It's the frequency of decomposition. It's literally the vibration of death. People who vibrate at this frequency are energetically dead. They need to suck the life out of others to survive. They are energetic vampires, and your body feels this instantaneously. The most striking case happened in 1927. A woman named Victoria Barnes sought out Florence. She said she felt the 3 shivers constantly. At home, at work, on the street, Florence investigated. Terrible discovery. Victoria lived above a desecrated Native American cemetery. The entire house vibrated at 117 Hz. She was literally living in the frequency of death. Florence created a special protocol. Victoria had to leave the house immediately, take coarse salt baths for 21 days, wear white clothes, avoid mirrors. Why? Because when you're exposed to 117 Hz for too long, you start to vibrate at that frequency. You become a magnet for toxic people. That's why some people repeatedly attract emotional vampires. Victoria followed the protocol. On the 7th day, something shifted. The constant shivers stopped. By the 14th day, she only felt them around specific people. By the 21st day, her radar was calibrated. She could detect toxicity from meters away. She was never again a victim. Now comes the part that will change how you see the world. Florence discovered that places can also be toxic. Abandoned asylums, former execution sites, houses where crimes occurred. They all vibrate at 117 Hz or lower. If you enter these places unprotected, you'll feel the 3 shivers immediately. But even more disturbing, some businesses are designed to vibrate at toxic frequencies. Casinos vibrate at 111 Hz, the frequency of addiction. Some shopping malls at 115 Hz, the frequency of compulsive consumption. Certain churches at 108 Hz, the frequency of submission. Your body feels this and tries to warn you, but you've been taught to ignore it. Robert Mason, 1928, a bank manager. He always felt the 3 shivers at work. He thought it was stress. Florence measured. The bank vibrated at 113 Hz, the frequency of greed. All the employees eventually became greedy or quit. Robert quit. 6 months later, the bank went bankrupt. Massive fraud. All the managers were arrested, except Robert. His body saved him. But here's the deepest secret: you can change your frequency. Florence discovered the vibrational elevation protocol. 7 practices that raise your vibration above 200 Hz. When you vibrate high, toxic people literally cannot get close. It's like oil and water, incompatible. First practice, genuine gratitude, not a gratitude list. Felt gratitude. When you feel real gratitude, you vibrate at 540 Hz. It's impossible to be vampirized at that frequency. Second practice, complete forgiveness, not lip service forgiveness, real forgiveness. Forgiveness vibrates at 450 Hz. Energy vampires flee this frequency. Third practice, unconditional love. Not passion, not attachment, pure love. It vibrates at 500 Hz. It's the most protective frequency there is. Fourth practice, absolute truth. No lies, no half-truths. Truth vibrates at 480 Hz. Liars cannot tolerate this frequency. Fifth practice, selfless service, helping without expecting anything in return. It vibrates at 470 Hz. Energy parasites are repelled by this vibration. Sixth practice, daily meditation, 20 minutes of mental silence, gradually raises your base frequency. Florence reached 700 Hz in her later years. Seventh practice, intermittent fasting. The body without digestion vibrates higher. Florence fasted 1 day a week. She called it her toxic immunity day. Elizabeth Morgan applied the elevation protocol in 1929. She was a nurse working with violent psychiatric patients, always came home exhausted, sick. She started the protocol. In 30 days, radical change. Violent patients calmed down around her. Energy vampires stayed away. She became head of the department in 1 year, died at 98, at peace. But there's an important warning. When you raise your frequency, toxic people in your life will react violently. It's the expulsion effect. They feel they're losing their food source. They'll try to pull you back down. They'll create drama, crises, emergencies. It's the final test. If you give in, you go back to 117 Hz. If you resist, you gain permanent freedom. Most extreme case, Barbara Thompson, 1930, married to a violent narcissist. She started the elevation protocol in secret. On the 10th day, he noticed something different. He became more violent. On the 20th day, he tried to kill her. On the 30th day, he had a heart attack. He died. His body couldn't handle the sudden loss of energy supply. Barbara didn't kill him. His own toxicity killed him when he lost his victim. Florence documented 50 similar cases. Energy vampires who died or went insane when their victims raised their frequency. It's self-destruction. Without energy to drain, they consume themselves. It's vibrational justice. If Florence touched something deep within you, if you felt your body react while listening to this, YouTube has super thanks. Use it as your first act of vibrational elevation. When you invest in knowledge that protects you, you declare to the universe, I choose to vibrate high. It's the first step. Do it now, before the toxic frequency pulls you back down. Now, the 3 instant protection mantras Florence taught. When you feel any of the three shivers, say mentally, first mantra, I am light, I reflect darkness, creates an immediate barrier. Second mantra, my frequency is untouchable, stabilizes your vibration. Third mantra, return to sender tripled, sends back any energy attack. Use them in order. It takes 10 seconds, guaranteed protection. Florence used this to save 5 women from relationships that would have ended in death. First, Anna Davis, psychopathic fiancé, planned to kill her for her inheritance. The 3 shivers started at the engagement proposal. She used the mantras. He had an inexplicable rage attack, revealed the plan. He was arrested. Second, Maria Santos, predatory sexual harasser. 3 shivers every morning. Used the mantras for a week. The harasser was caught on hidden cameras in the women's restroom. Jail. Third, Jennifer Wu, envious best friend, put ground glass in her food. The 3 shivers started subtly. Mantras revealed the truth. The friend confessed, crying. Psychiatric hospitalization. Fourth, Rachel Cohen, manipulative therapist, induced false memories to control patients. 3 shivers in the first session. Mantras blocked the manipulation. Report. License revoked. Fifth, Patricia Brown, literal witch neighbor, did spells to destroy families in the building. 3 shivers in the elevator. Mantras reflected the energy. The neighbor had a stroke, confessed everything before dying. Florence said, your body is wiser than your mind. It knows who is predator and who is prey. It knows who nourishes and who devours. Listen to the shivers. They are your ancestors screaming through your DNA. Each shiver is a run from millions of years of evolution. Ignore them at your own risk. The crucial moment is now. You have the knowledge. You know the 3 shivers. You know about the 117 Hz frequency. You have the mirrored shield. You have the mantras. You know the elevation protocol. The question isn't whether it works. It's whether you'll use it before it's too late. How many times have you felt and ignored it? That tingling when someone hugged you. That nausea when they entered the room. That tightness in your chest when they invited you out. Your body always knew, always warned you, but you were taught that it's impolite to follow instincts, that it's paranoia to feel without proof, that it's crazy to trust the invisible. Florence died at 69. In the last 30 years of her life, she was never again vampirized, never again deceived, never again betrayed. Not because she isolated herself, because she vibrated so high that toxicity couldn't reach her. She vibrated at 700 Hz. Toxic people literally recoiled from her. Good people were magnetized. It's the physics of frequency, and you can live like that too. Detecting danger before it happens, attracting only what elevates you, repelling everything that diminishes you. Your body already has the equipment. The 3 shivers are your divine radar. Use it, or continue to be a prisoner. Which of the 3 shivers do you feel most strongly? With whom? Where? Be specific in the comments. That tingling sensation, with whom? That nausea, where? That tightness, when? Others need to know they're not crazy, that their bodies scream too, that protection exists. Now you know, the body screams. Florence taught us to listen. The choice to heed or ignore was always and will always be yours. But remember, every time you ignore those shivers, you teach your body that the warnings don't matter. Eventually, it stops warning you. And when your divine radar falls silent, you are blind in a world of predators. Don't let your radar go silent. The 3 shivers are your superpower. Florence discovered it. I revealed it. Now it's up to you. Listen to your body. It screams to save you.